Hi everyone, recently did a video on mixing dubbins, these two dubbins. Basically a question I got asked about blends, especially I keep using the blend with some CDC Fibre in it. Now I did a couple, one with rabbit as a main medium, and one with American fox squirrel, which is obviously a bit darker. Everything else is the same, it's dyed CDC. There's actually a bit of Possum in there dyed, as well as a wee bit of UV flash that I blended through. But I'll put a link below in the video so you can actually watch the video if you want. Now I did mention about the flies I tie using it. I tie lots of flies using this dubbin. Now two of the flies I did tie or photograph up, it was these two here. This is was one of the reasons I was actually blending some more of the dubbin as well, because I was getting a bit short. So these are two patterns that I like to tie using this. It's the same colour combination. It's just one's an Emerger, just sit there so you can see. One's a dry fly, it's a very sparse dry fly. The Emerger is just the same material, it's just tied in a curved hook. It's a great pattern. All the materials is exactly the same. It's just done out slightly different. So I'm going to show you how to tie them. Quite easy. Now, hooks, I could go with the Emerger first and then the dry, so it makes sense to do the Emerger first. Even though I do fish it as a dry fly itself as much as an Emerger, because it sits really well, and the fish, especially fussy fish, I tend to cast this fly too. They come onto it quite easy. But anyway, there we are. This is the hook I'm using. It's a Czech nymph, great hook. This is a standard shank one. It's a there is a heavy wired version of this as well, which is mainly used for nymphs and so on. But anyway, thread I'm going to be using on both flies. I'm going to use this olive dun. It's an 8/0 thread from Uni. First thing I like to do is just run the wax through it. And then we start at the eye, come down to the pointer hook and remove it. Now I'm going to be using this as a rib. It's the Uni Clear, or Uni Mylar Clear, number 14, which is a medium thickness clear wrap. Now I usually, in this size of fly, I give it a stretch and reduce it by half. So if you give it a stretch, it will reduce by half. So this is my rib. I'm going to catch this on the way down. It's far easier to do that. Come to the bend, and then I come up about 1.5 mil or so. Helps to give you a taper. Now, two colours of dubbin. One is the camilla, as I say, but one was the main medium was a rabbit, and the other one you can see is much darker, which is the fox squirrel. So for the lighter body is the lighter fibre. So I'm just going to take some of the dubbin, slightly dub it on. Just a wee drop more here. I want to make sure there's a wee bit of UV in it. I like the UV. For some reason I picked a bit there without any in it. So as we wind up, we get a nice taper. Now this fly is good for sort of like small or mayflies that's coming off, sort of small olives, stuff like that. But it's also very good for caddis. It's a great caddis pattern. So don't be shy with the body thickness times. Now I'm going to I'll show you first. Colour the Uni Mylar with this Pantone pen. That's the code 154-T. It's a brown. It's a kind of lighter brown. It's actually like when you put it on, it's like a brown olive. It's a yellowy brown. It's nice. I don't know if you can see that there, colour wise. It's a great colour. So that's the underside of the rib that I'm actually colouring with it. So we start up the rib quite close. Gives you a very good quill effect. So it does. And then we can catch this on. Take out the odd long fibre. Take away our rib. Stroke anything that's going forward. Just draw it back with your fingers and use the thread to hold it back. See what body's like. Now, times I like to just why bring out, there's a CDC fibre in there, it's very soft, it's very, catches the water, the bubbles and such like, it gives it a lot of life in your fly, and I like it. Take out this one. Now, when we were sort of stripping or cutting away the fibres for the CDC, for the dubbing, I said, look, don't throw away the tips. They're great hackles, so they are. Just going to look for one to suit this fly. Yeah, that's a reasonable length in this one. There's plenty of fibre left. You can see where I've cut away the fibre to blend into the dubbing. Now, I use them for the wings and I use them for the hackles, and the hackle in this one, but the wings on the dry fly. But I also use them if I'm tying smaller than this. It pays you just to put the CDC fibre on the top. You could be a single one, or you could be two, so up to yourself. Now once we catch this on, we can then drop back like we do with fibre. She broke. Sometimes that happens. Just going to go back. I'm going to ping off the tip of the feather that's there. Ping, take it away. Tie it back in, so just get the stem, push it in. And better breaking just now than breaking when you're fishing it, so again, stroke it back, and then we just one turn in front of the other, use up that feather. There we are. I say you could always do it 2 or 3 ways. If you don't have the good tips in the feather, you can always just use some of the fibre, put a couple on, and just give an impression of the wing. There we are. That's a nice blend. Now I'm going to use the coq de leon fibre for both flies. Obviously in the dry fly I'm going to use it as a tail, and this fly I'm actually going to use it as horns as well as give an impression of the tail, but it adds colour to the fly. So bring out a few fibres. This is a coq de leon, this is a medium Pardo, this is a whiting saddle hackle that I'm using. Horn length or tail length, if you basically imagine being a tail on there, just set it on the top. Now the coq de leon fibre it catches the light, it's a very shiny type fibre, I just like it. Now I'm folding back these waste ends. I've kept a hold of them, just come in, trim them away. Just folding them back, just make sure they don't pull out. Now this is the darker, this is the fox squirrel version, so the first version of the dubbing was the rabbit. I'm just going to take my thread towards the eye, and then I'm going to lightly dub this on, because I want it to, like the guard here, to spring out to give impression of the legs, or the hackle as well, to help support the fly. Get one fibre there. So I'm close, about the head length away from the eye. Dubbing's on reasonably loose. I'm just spinning as I wind up to form a good thorax. You'll see the guard hair, especially the fox squirrel, it actually jumps out a wee bit. And there we are. And you just want to take it up, form a nice thorax using the dubbing. You want to end up with your thread at the front, obviously. Anything going forward, just use the thread to draw it back. And then you want to varnish, just put some varnish onto the thread. Whip finish. There we go. Trim that away. Now I like to rough it up. So you just come in, be careful, just watch what you're doing. Don't go too deep. Just use the Velcro to catch it, and so you're basically just lifting off. So then there we are. Now this here will lift up once it's on the water, and for a distance this will look like a dry fly. You'll see the wings sitting up. Because the body is sitting below the surface, or just break the surface, then it's obviously the emerger pattern. But it's very soft, it's great. It's also a very good top dropper fly for a cast of wet flies. So this would be my top dropper if I was fishing as a wet, as well as I say, as an emerger. It's a great pattern, brilliant fly. Now the dry, I'm using the same materials, but I'm using a dry fly hook in this case. You could use the same hook. I'm quite happy to use the same hook as a dry fly hook as well. But I'm going to use the Ultimate Dry, this one, black nickel, and it's a size 16. Get it straight in my vise. There we go. Again, I'm going to wax my thread. Just give me a bit more grip, especially winding on at the beginning. Start to come down. I'm going to put tail on the way down. So again, we've got the Coq de Leon fibre, the medium Pardo. Take it away. Tail length, you're looking round at least the hook length over the back. Catch this, as I say, on the way down. Wind down to the bend. I like to come underneath with a turn. Now some people ask me, do you never split them? Sometimes I do, so what I'll do is I'll split them and then do a figure 8 to keep them separate. That helps spread the fibre as well. What the tail's for, obviously, give the impression of the tail. But the tail's there to support the back of the fly, helps to keep it level, and that's what the tail's for. Now I'm going to use the same rib, so we're Uni Myla Clear. I'm going to colour it the same as I did for the Emerger. A couple of turns just to get it to hold it. Oops, that'd be a bit thick. No, that's fine. So I've got the same brown marker pen, this Pantone. It's a great colour. You get this colour, it works really, really well. Now back to the same dubbing. Just going to get more of this softer stuff, the nice mix. Try and leave out. Guard hairs are okay, but the guard hair, if you want less guard hair when you're removing it from the skin, you can remove the guard hair if you don't want too much. Sometimes it can be too much. You don't. A wee bit of blue, a wee bit of flash here. Slide it up. And then we want to tighten. A nice shape. Now you can be, in the dry fly I prefer to be thinner. So you want to come up 2/3 of the way. Could be less if you want. Different ways of doing it. Bring the rib up. Again, I like them quite close. Give that it's a nice quill effect. And then you secure it in. See what it's like. You see the body you get, it's a great body, so it is. Now you can slightly trim it, just watch your thread. Like that. Now we've got our CDC tips, so we want 2 for the wing. Try and pick 2 quite close to the same thickness. And you want them to tie them on with a natural curve going away. That wasn't a good one. I like to, especially in the wing, I like a decent impression of the wing. So I do, so I'm more fussy when it comes to it. So I've got 2, so you see there. Now we want to obviously line them up. So we lined them up. And you want the natural curve, I don't know if you can see that, coming away from one another. You roll them together, just bring them together. Now, length. Now, to give you an idea, at least you're looking to balance the fly around about the hook length. Just catch this on, pinch and leap through your fingers, catch it on the top. See what it's like. Check the length. Check they're both level. this point, if you think they're a wee bit long, and I'm going to pull it in a wee bit, and make sure it's secure. It's fine. Trim away. There is a sparse fly, this. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to figure eight through just to keep them apart. Both feathers. Let me show you this. Not so much, just to open them out a wee bit. More kind of natural like. Secure in your, make sure things are fine. I'm taking my thread towards the eye. Now we've got the darker dubbing again, and I'm going to put it on loose. Meaning when you put it on, it's not tight, that it's not going to allow the fibre to kind of open out. So what I do is just roll it within my fingers a wee bit. There's a big guard hair here. You want guard hair in this one because that helps to support the fly. So we're working our way up. Just stretch the dubbing out a wee bit. So what's your wing? Now you can take some of the dubbing behind the wing. So you can, so just pull it. As you come round, you can actually tighten the dubbing a wee bit. Just take it behind. Wipe out some of these fibres. And then don't be shy with it, because you can velcro it, thin it out a wee bit. Take away your excess. As you work towards the eye, and just draw it back with your fingers like you would do a hackle. See what it's like. It's fine. Looks a bit rough just now, but wait till we finish. Again, just make sure nothing going forward. Just use the thread turns to draw them back. If you need a light dressing, this is a great fly. So it is. And what finish? Just the same way we did the Emerger. Pull away your thread. And then we can lightly, again, just lift out some of the fibre. See how it goes. Everyone's slightly different. You'll get one slightly different for the next, a wee bit. It just depends on how the dubbing goes on. And that's the fun of tying your own flies. There we are. One big long fibre here. Just ping that off. So there we go, folks. There's the two flies. I obviously was tying with the dubbing I blended, just to give an idea. I just can't really see it that way. But anyway, there we are. That's the two. Great patterns. I know they're rough looking. Fish love these flies. I catch lots of fish on these type of flies all the time, especially, I mean, I use this one a lot. This one, I certainly wish, I was fishing yesterday, and a couple of fish were refusing my fly. I forgot to put them in my box. I used this one. There was some yellow maize coming off, and this where I worked for the yellow may. It's a good wee colour, even though it's not all yellow, but it's still this kind of. It's actually a brown olive, believe it or not. It's got a lot of yellow in it, and it's ideal. And nice and soft, but it gives a great. If you hold this to the light, you see the body more than anything. It's not too heavy in the wing. It's just an odd. It's a twist of light, depending where it's sitting. So there we are. Hope you enjoyed the video and learnt something from it. But you can blend your own dubbins. It's great fun. You don't have to buy a full skin. You can buy packets of dubbin and then just blend them, and you could easily have more dubbin you could ever use. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, as I say, and again, thanks for watching.